All right, Miss Carla Hall, Miss Chef Carla Hall. I'm so excited to be talking to you today. I know you've got some great stuff with Quaker Oats here. I'm definitely interested in these summer recipes you might have. So I would love to hear about what some exciting ways to use these oats this summer.
Well, when we're talking about spring, and spring has
Spring. Yes.
sprung,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's not just for breakfast anymore. I think people think about oats as porridge, but here I have a berry smoothie because I wanted to show that
Mm-hmm.
by adding fiber to your berry smoothie, you have fruit and fiber. It is a really great addition because you're not allowing your sugar to spike. And this is how I start my mornings when I'm doing the baking championships and I have to eat a lot of desserts. This is what I do. So I'm bringing you into my world. The other thing, I love a good meatloaf sandwich. So here I had these meatloaf sliders, and I thought about the meatloaf sliders before I made loaves. So I've made flat meatloaf in a pan, and I'm showing them with mixed greens. And look, check this out. The reveal
Ooh.
of the basil and pea pesto. I
Ooh.
just take a regular pesto. Yes, it's homemade-ish. The regular pesto, added peas, put it in the food processor, and it just has this beautiful green, and it reminds you of spring. And then over here, I want to take you over to dessert. Again, oats are the star. I have these key lime bars. I have the oat crust, which is almost like an oat shortbread, and you can see the whole grains in there. And it's crunchy here, chewy here. You have the filling of the key lime pie. And then the top, the crumble, has coconut and macadamia nuts and the oats, which gives you that texture and crunch. And I'm always talking about texture and crunch, when we do baked goods, but also that brightness of the citrus. So this is just a sampling of all of the recipes that we have to share.
Amazing, amazing. And just looking at those key lime bars, could you do like lemon meringue in addition? Like, like meringue it up?
What? 100%. So you have the oat on the bottom, and then if you don't want to put on the crumble, 100% you can do the meringue. Yes.
Hmm.
I love that. I don't love a gratuitous meringue, so I would use zest and lime and juice, like lemon juice, in the meringue itself, so it still tastes delicious. 100%. So good.
Cool.
I love the
I
way you
love it. Thank you. I try. Also, I'm not a super fan of key lime, but I love lemon meringue. So I had to ask, right?
Yes. And you made a really good point. So if you don't like lime, you can use lemon. If you don't like those, you can also use orange. But using orange, you still need some brighter citrus notes. So with orange, you can add the lemon, but you still lean into the orange. So that's a really great swap. So I'm glad you mentioned it.
Cool. Yeah. And I also was just thinking about the meatloaf because I don't eat beef.
Okay.
I don't eat pork. So like would that work with turkey or even chicken, ground chicken?
Yes. Yes. So you know how when you use chicken, so my husband doesn't do beef, so we do a lot of chicken. He doesn't do turkey, so we do a lot of ground chicken. Honestly, for anything on sale, then you can do this. But you know how sometimes chicken can be dry because it's not a high fat. So adding fat, what you're adding is the moisture, and you're adding the moisture from the oats and the vegetables that you're pureeing, and then you bloom it with milk and then all of your seasonings, which can change, which means that now your meatloaf could be just regular meatloaf that I've used, but you can do Mexican spices, you can do Greek spices, you can do African spices, right? You can travel the world with your spices, but the basis is the same: the oats, the milk, the vegetable. And then your meat can change. So chicken, you can do turkey. Mhm.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm excited to try some stuff out this spring, excuse me, this spring.
Mhm.
I would like to ask you, I know you were just seen on Top Chef again. How fun was that? I love seeing you as a judge on there.
It was so much fun. They've asked me to come back for years and the timing didn't work. So it was really nice to sort of be there with Kristen's debut as the new
Mhm.
host and just be on the other side, quite frankly.
Right, because you did, I mean, I remember watching your original season, and then you also did All Stars, correct?
Yes, so I did
Yeah.
seasons 5 and 8.
Hmm. Yeah. So I'm sure coming back and being like, all right, now I'm in charge.
Yes, yes. But it was really fun to watch how you can take a single ingredient, in that case cheese, and show the different things to do with it, even though a lot of people did croquettes. But and that's how I think about oats. Like it's an ingredient to me. It's not so much porridge in a box or a canister. It's an ingredient. And so how much can I push it to do different things? And I think another one way when I think about like and on Top Chef, like it's all they throw these challenges at you when you're using different flours and grains. Pancakes are sort of the gateway to use it because they're not, you don't need a big rise.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I love that. And I'm fond of a croquette, but I can understand how it got a little like, okay, we've got a lot of croquettes here. Battle of the
Yeah,
croquettes.
the Battle of the Croquettes. Yes.
Oh man. And also, I loved switching gears again. I loved chasing flavors. Loved it. I think I love seeing the most the ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, and that just hearing about all the origins of things, it was incredible. Will there be a season two?
We don't know yet. I am as anxious as you to find out. This one was on the shelf for 2 years
Oh
before
wow.
it aired, so hopefully that won't be the case. But I think when you take a dish and you sort of peel back the layers and you're able to give credit to all the cultures who had a hand in that dish, I think it's really special, and you're sharing with people and you're bringing people together. Funnily enough, and I'm just thinking about it when I was traveling. So we had 84 days of travel during that
Mm,
show, and I had my packets of oatmeal. This is how much this is a brand. I'm talking to you about it, and yes, it's
of
branded,
course.
but it's so much a part of my life. I would travel because I didn't know where I was going to be, if I would like the food, if I would have time to eat, so I would travel with a kettle and like an electric kettle and packets of oatmeal.
Nice.
And my cinnamon. I had cinnamon too to put in it.
And
Yeah.
listen, those little oat packets have saved lives. I because I've been there. You're stuck in the office, you got a little machine with hot water. It makes a
Right,
difference.
girl.
I love that. And I love that even though, you were getting to experience all these incredible cultures and things, you still had that little piece of home with you
Yeah,
as
that's
needed.
exactly it. Yes, that little piece of
Hmm.
home. Yeah, I always think about my grandmother. She's the tie, sort of the person that brought me into this world, the world of
Mm.
oats.
I love
Mhm.
that. So she used a lot of oats in her recipes as you were growing up.
She had her roll those every morning. She wasn't as
Mm.
adventurous. I am taking what she did from just her porridge that she had to other things and using them as an
Hmm.
ingredient. But it's because and I started eating oats, and then I started experimenting with the porridge and using fruit juice, like half
Mm.
apple, half water, half blueberry or cherry juice. So I get really creative. Sometimes blueberry and
Mm.
almonds, toasted almonds, chocolate, almond butter. Yeah, I get really creative. I also make a steel cut oats risotto with peas and carrots. Oh yeah, I'm all about it. That's
I love steel cut oats. That made me really excited. That's
really exciting,
all. Like,
right? The
I
texture.
yeah, exactly. Because I grew up on grits, not on oatmeal. But when I first had steel cut, I was like, okay, give me the best of both
Right.
worlds.
See, I think it's something for everybody, which is why when you think about the rolled oats, you have, of course, quick oats, you have the steel cut, you have the oat flour. And as soon as people see them in different ways, then you can sort of think about the application and toasting
Mhm.
the oats to get in some flavor. But I just want to tell you, I know we're running out of time, but I just want you to know that you can find these recipes and more at quakeroats.com, and just get ready to be surprised.
We're gonna spring into action, get spring sprung, and eat some oats. I love it.
That's it. That's it.
Well, thank you so much, Carla. I love getting to talk to you. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. You too.